Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, so that you get notified of future videos. Like this video, that's the only thing that I'll ever ask of you. You don't pay for anything. I'll never ask you to pay for anything. If you're looking for robots, forex systems, indicators, and things like that, there are two links in the description box below. Go there and see what you can find from there. There are pages and pages of content on those two blogs, so just go through them, and if you cannot find what you're looking for, then you can always come back and leave a comment in the comments box below. So hope you watched the first video where I showed you how I enter using this system that I built around the perfect zone indicator. If you haven't watched that video, I will leave a link in the description box below. Then you can go and watch that video. Then you can come back and see my settings. The settings have been working so far so good for me with my broker. People ask me, who is your broker? There are two links in the description box below. Go and check them out. It's because usually brokers use different candles. Here you might see a spinning top with my broker. With another broker, it might be a pin bar. That's why people usually love using TradingView, because TradingView does not manipulate its candles. But after that being said, let's get into the settings that I have on this thing. Let me just drop down to here and move my stop loss somewhere there, but yeah, I'm still praying that price drops all the way to here. This is my area of interest according to my system. That's the area of interest. So I need price to drop down here. In the next video, I'll show you how I set up alerts so that I don't watch my charts the whole day. Like I said in the course that I shared and in the previous video, I'm only trading these zones. When price is in the middle here, I really don't care. That's the truth. And this is a 4-hour chart. And for my precise entries, I go down to the 15 or 30 or the hour. Let's get into the settings. The main indicator is this Dawn Forex Perfect Zones indicator, and these are the settings that I have. The first one is set to 100. Bars for trend lines calculations is set to 100. The bars for support and resistance zones calculation is set to 550. Sensitivity is set at high sensitivity. Show support and resistance, true. Hide support and resistance price levels, you can turn it true, but mine I've turned it false. Show zone touch points. So the touch points are these circles. Those are the touch points. So mine I've set them at true. If you don't want them, you can always set at false. Then my trend lines, these ones, the trend lines, you can see mine are at purple. You can always click on there and choose a color that you like. Mine is set at purple. Support, so that was the resistant trend lines and support trend lines. Both of them I've set them at purple. Color of horizontal lines is dim gray. I think for some reason I discovered that even if you change it here to whatever color, it on the chart it remains dim gray. So I would not bother with that. Here, width of width of unbroken lines. Mine I've set it at 2. You can do what you want. Uh, you can set it at 1 and see what happens. It becomes thinner. The trend lines become thinner. Or you can set it at 5, of which they become too thick. So you find a balance of what works for you. You find a balance of what works for you. I usually set at 2 or at 3. Let's set it at 2. At 2. Then style of broken trend line. So when the trend line gets broken, it might linger for some time. So mine I've set a dot. You can set for whatever you want. Mine I've got dots that shows me that there was a trend line here that got broken. There. And you can actually also set the style of the normal trend line. This you might, if you want, you can say dash dot. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't change. Maybe it's something with this. It doesn't really affect it. But anyway, you can play with it and see what works. Mine at solid, and this right side overhang, I think is these numbers, or these numbers. I'm not sure, but I've never really bothered with it. Trend lines, draw lines in background. True, you can make it true or you can make it false. It really doesn't matter. Just if you make it true, the lines, the trend lines are now behind the dots and behind your candles. Behind the dots and behind your candles. For me, if you can still see the candles, if you can still see the dots, I really don't bother. So that's basically the settings that I have on the perfect zone indicators. I'll put everything in a folder and share it on the blogs. Then you can simply set this up for yourself. Hopefully it can work the same way it works with my broker. If it doesn't, you can always come here and tweak the settings here until you get what you are looking for. Basically, I do these settings. It's on the 4-hour chart. So my settings are set on the 4-hour chart because that's the chart that I use before I drop down to the 15-minute chart for my specific entries. But yeah, maybe you can set it on a daily. You can set your settings on a daily if you use the daily, or even the hourly if you use the hourly. But I use the 4-hour. I think I'm more successful on the 4-hour, also because I've got things to do, so I cannot sit and watch my charts. So I'm just watching from zone to zone, zone to zone. That's how I trade. Let's go back to the dots. So now we are setting the red dots. The red dots width is 1, and the colors for support and resistance is both red. Then here depth is 12, deviation is 10, backstep is 8. Time frame, I've set mine at 4 hours because I said I use the 4 hour. The system that I've developed for this is I've set it for 4 hours. So here it's 4 hours. Then here you need to tick allow DLL imports. And again, the SR dots, I'll show you how to why I have the same indicator twice. I'll basically do it. So the settings on this is actually default. It's the default settings 553 on the 4 hour. The color is blue, the width is 0, so that I can be able to see the red dots behind the blue dots. So that's basically this system, and from here you can actually also add other indicators, maybe a calendar, maybe info plus, maybe the info plus indicator in the corner to just show you open trades and things like that, the market opens and things like that. Let me show you I have how I have the two SR dots on one chart. It's so simple. Now I've removed them. So what do? You come to your indicator area. What is it called? The navigator, sorry. You find the SR dots, and I'll link in the description box below how to add custom indicators to your MT4 for people who don't know. Then I change my dots to red, width to 1. Here I said, let me confirm with my notes. I said it's 12, 10, 8, and allowed DLL imports there. Then again you go back to the navigator, you drag again the SR dots and allow DL imports. You don't touch anything there. I like to set this to blue. Width is 0 there. So the settings on the red SR dots, I set it in such a way that it allows for more time for them to form, and so that they are not hit by price each and every time. Then the blue dots are default. They can be hit by price at any time. But like I said, it's still a system in development. I'm still refining it. If you have other indicators that we can add to this to make it more efficient, more sniper, we please leave a comment in the comments box below. I would like to hear that. Then from here you have a system. I said I'll make a video on how to set your alerts, so that I can make this video short. How to make alerts so that you know when price is here. Then you can come back and see if you're interested in buying or selling, and you can continue doing your other things, whether you are studying or whether you are working, or so that you are not always staring at your charts, because this is a 4 hour chart. So you are not going to be watching all these 4 hour candles form and doing nothing unless you have the time. But I don't have the time, so I cannot sit around and just watch these 4 hour candles forming. So I find setting alerts for these particular levels is better. Leave a comment in the comments box below if you've got questions, and I'll try to address them. But otherwise, here is what's happening, and hopefully I can get price to here or at least if it takes me out, let's watch the video. The next video will be about how I set price alerts. Because I'm only waiting for price to be at these particular points. Bye.